Welcome to Sailing via Frida og Visby. We left our hectic business life to go sailing with Frida og Visby and our cat Lisa. Our goal for the spring 2021 is to reach the Mediterranean Sea. Hello! In the previous episode we had to turn back to Cherbourg due to a critical electrical failure. We had solved that, and Anders will tell you later what went wrong and what we did. But the next day we were able to continue to Brest, but in alternate race we almost collided with something unexpected. If you like this video, remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the little bell button, and hope you will enjoy, and thank you for watching. Okay, time for a second drive to go from Cherbourg to Brest. It's a little bit more windy today and also more cloudy. Has been a few showers already, so not as good weather as it was the last time, but I think we will have a good sail. It's mostly downwind and not too strong winds. We are preparing for the second ride to leave Cherbourg. Can you explain a little bit what happened the last time and what have you done?
Yeah, last time when we tried to leave, we ran the engine on the way out in the harbor, and I saw that my instruments were flickering. Everything seemed very strange. And found out that the alternator that we swapped here in Cherbourg was putting out 16.6 volt, which is a lot too much. So we turned around again and went back and got the engineers that installed the alternator to do it right this time. So now it works. Now it's regulating the power to 14.4 volt at maximum, which is what AGMs love.
Yeah.
So we had to first of all get back at the lowest possible rev, so that we had the lowest voltage possible. And then I had to fight the engineers for a while before they understood that the problem was really theirs. And three guys were spending 2 hours here yesterday to fix the problem. But we couldn't leave yesterday afternoon because we would be against all the tides. So we had to wait for today. So today we're leaving for Brest.
Yeah. And in order to be able to fight the engineers, you actually had more than an hour support call with Mastervolt, which was helpful.
First, due to that, we had a Mastervolt regulator that, to begin with, they don't even bother to look at, which was strange, because that's an important part of creating power through an alternator to verify that the regulator was doing the right thing, which at the end it didn't because some cable was off, but that was an easy fix when you found it. Yeah. So what they did was they put on the alternator, and due to that it didn't work, they connected it in a different way, which meant that they had no regulation at all on it, and that's why it gave out 16.6 volts, which they tried in the beginning to say that's normal, that can happen sometimes, but that's never normal. Everything above 14.4 is a problem, and it is dangerous for your batteries if you run it for a long time.
So we are happy that we decided to turn back, and after some persuasion they also helped us with the problem. We are off again for the second time, and this time we hope it will be the last time we leave Cherbourg.
Okay, Git is taking us out of the harbor. Yeah. We just left Cherbourg, or are on our way to leave Cherbourg, I would say.
Yeah, and it looks like we are getting a little bit of blue sky. It's clearing up.
Yeah, it was raining just before we left, so that's why we have all the bad weather gear on.
I even have my gangster hat that I can close up really tight.
This is to make sure that you're not going to be cold.
Yeah.
But it could be too warm. We're going to get wind behind us, and if the sun is up, then It's not going to be a problem. Okay.
This is quite fun. I should do this more often.
Seems to work. And the weather clears off.
Yeah. The wake we have now is from the ferry. So we'll see how it looks when we get out from Grand Rade, I think. I have no clue how it's pronounced in French. But it's like they have kind of closed up more or less the whole bay here. So it's a really big harbor area.
Yeah.
And
Many boats only go out in this area and sail back and forth in here.
Yeah.
Go further.
I also seen that the sailing school, they are sailing here in this,
area,
a little bit more protected. Hello, Marie.
Hello.
Is it open if we can see already?
Yep.
So, here we have Alderney Race. Over there is Alderney. See if I can zoom. We're a little bit early, but we have the current with us now, but it's not quite turned in the race. So, but we calculate that if we just head for the island, we will be pushed in through as soon as it does. Really strange feeling this. It's like the two currents are meeting up. So the sea state is really strange. You can see the waves are chopping up. It creates kind of small sprouts that and we can feel the boat is, well, unrestful, I would say. Straight ahead of us, we have Alderney beneath the sail. But we have a lovely sunshine and almost perfect wind, and Let's say that this choppy sea state is part of the experience.
Yep, so now we're in Alderney race, as they call it. Strange currents all direction. We're doing 5.5 knots through the water and doing 8.5 knots over ground.
I was just enjoying myself when Anders screamed, "What's that in the water?" It's a deer. Nearly collided with a deer while sailing. Just sailed past a deer. We didn't expect that. We almost collided with a deer in Alderney race. It's about to be dinner time, so I'm going to cook. It's going to be a pasta with some meat, some cheese, so nice and easy because it is a little bit rolly. Not too bad, but enough that you don't want to spend several hours. Anders is on watch. As you can see,
Using the cameras, I see what's outside,
yeah,
and also mirroring that, I can check the window.
yeah. So he mirrors the plotter,
Right.
and we have cameras mounted on the side.
Wait a second, I'll need to put the swap to get there.
Have filmed Litsa. Yeah, Litsa, she has been here in the blanket. Now
This is what we see out
this
of
is
the
what we
port
see.
side.
Port side, and there is the starboard side. So pretty good, pretty good. It's a test that we are doing. So we have mounted the cameras temporarily, but I think we will keep them because
Yeah,
they are a good
they
complement.
do help. They do help.
Yeah, but and
Of course, you stand up and get to watch.
I'm standing up now, and as you can see, we have pretty good view all around here. So you can see all around from inside the cabin, which is quite nice on a passage like this. So I better get back to my cooking. Okay, I have cleaned up my mess so I can continue cooking. So unfortunately this made that the pasta is actually finished, the meat is not. So to give it a little bit of extra time. And there's some cheese and some walnuts and some cream. So now I'll pour in the cheese. So just have to melt so we get a creamy sauce. Then I will pour that over the pasta. So That's the final dish. We will continue our passage to Brest in the next episode, but now I have something different to tell you. We have been putting out videos for almost a year, but I don't think we have ever told you our story or goal, except for the short-term goal that we want to reach the Med. So I think it's about time that we tell you that. So our story begins about 5 years ago. Anders and I had yet not met, and Anders was working really hard at an IT company in Stockholm. We met about a year later. I was working as Chief Information Security Officer for an energy company in Sweden, and I also had a lot of overtime and a lot of business travel. So basically, we were two overworked, stressed out wrecks. We somehow found each other and decided that we should probably take a year or two off and go sailing, because we both had a sailing background, where Anders had been a competitive sailor and I had been pleasure sailing, day sailing with my father as a teenager. We decided to buy a boat, and but 2 years ago I couldn't pull it together. It was only 1 year left until we had planned our departure, but I simply couldn't stand it anymore. So we decided that now is actually time to buy that boat and go away sailing. So more or less the only thing we did with the plan was that we erased the end date. What is really our goal? Well, this is actually our quest for relaxation and to find real meaning in life, and not just work. Instead, we want to enjoy life. That's what our real goal is, and we hope that can be an inspiration for others.